Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 8 of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. This is the final episode of the season. And honestly, I've been spending most of the night procrastinating this video because I'm honestly not ready for this show to come to a close. Because even though I've been spreading this out for the last couple of days rather than just binging it all in one go, I'm not ready to say goodbye, man. It feels like it's still gone by so quickly. And I know I mentioned this last video, and I don't know how this comes to a close, and it might just be asking for way too much at this point. I would hope for there to be a way for there to be like a second season of this, maybe some way to explore even the adventures that old Scott was talking about, the stuff that took place after the X's. I just like spending time with these characters in this world. It's just so vibrant and fun. I'm gonna miss it, man, but let's go ahead and strap in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you got a memorable channel, gets you access as well. It is in watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes and reaction the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies we react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-scenes footage, and trying to make it worth your while, so check out our support channel, guys. At the end of the day, I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this reaction, at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really does go a long way with helping these videos out. And with that all said out of the way, let's begrudgingly dive into the final episode of this season. Here we go. Nice.
Extra butter, please. Keep going. Keep going. Okay.
He's really taking this pretty far now, man. Good God.
Now double that, and we're done.
Oh my Lord. Whoa!
Evil X number 3, Todd Ingram, right?
Wow, we're just gunning it, man.
Me fight you over Ramona? Don't make me laugh. And I'm vegan no longer. I had a cheese plate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner today. You owe me a new tub of butter.
I don't know how this is going to play out, man.
Weird force field between me and Ramona?
Dude, for your information, I've got a new obsessive love interest. Hey, you were Wallace's roommate. Tell me everything.
Oh my God.
Where was he born? What is his middle name?
Oh my
Does he
Lord.
have a favorite vegetable?
Move on, Todd.
There were sparks! Sparks!
There's no such thing.
Maybe for you, maybe for him. We haven't seen him fall head over heels over anybody.
Oh, hi, Ramona. Scott Pilgrim? Do not be throwing hands at me right now. This is the biggest night of my career.
He's not shocked at all just to see him?
So,
What the hell?
Scott and Ramona together again.
And we still need to figure out what they're plotting.
Scotty, that evil villain stuff is behind me. I've got jewels now.
And we're just here to watch the show, you psychomaniac. Let us pass.
What?
What the fuck is going on, dude? And we know he's over this shit.
Let me tell you about Broadway bad boy Matthew Patel.
Oh God. She literally bisected some of these fools.
Do either of you know anything about this force field thingy, and would either of you like to fight about it?
Nope. Come on. Let's go watch a stupid musical about a stupid guy.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh my God.
Oh, excuse us. We were just reading aloud. Scott Pilgrim's precious little musical. We're not here to fight. Our robot says we're all bros in the future, so later, bro.
Wow.
Probably wasn't them then. That leaves... Wait, nobody?
Yeah, who the fuck? Envy? Could it be Envy? Let's see, oh, like one of his exes? What is going on? Oh shit, was that Gideon's plan? Blow the shit out of this entire place?
I'm here to support the two of you, but this better be really good.
Based on a memoir by old young Neil. Huh. Wonder if there's any relation.
Oh my God.
Scott Pilgrim.
Doofus.
So you got the girl. You gonna kiss her or what? Kiss her.
Kiss her! Kiss her!
Oh. Oh, you can't. I like how the entire row behind them is all the X's, though. Oh. Of course, I forgot he was playing Scott.
How do I tell him my exes are
I would like to see this play, man, not gonna lie.
Bread makes you fat.
What?
Yep, here it comes. I'm sorry. That wasn't even Gideon. What is this? The World Vs Scott Pilgrim attack was the only option.
What the hell? Where are we?
Wow, what the heck? It sucked them all in.
I need to get back and sing the big finale.
He needs to bring the house down.
With dynamite.
Julie and I rigged the whole stage with it.
You did what?
Isn't it obvious? You took his life away, and I'm the cool girl who's helping him get it back.
Oh my God.
That could really hurt someone.
Not us. The casting crew, maybe.
Still not cool, Goose.
Enough.
Oh, please tell me it's evil. It's old Scott.
Scott?
But old.
Punished Scott.
No. Even
Oh.
older.
47, mental health and well-being unknown. Dude's full, like, rugged Ryu over here.
Love the white hair.
Oh! He's real pissed that he's still dated.
I told you to stay away from Ramona.
God.
Did you listen?
Whoa! Dude, this is Ryu versus Akuma right here is what's happening.
Hey, give us a kiss, you two. Let's see those sparks.
The force field. It was you.
Ah, duh.
Wow.
I tried to convince you to give up on Ramona, but if you didn't listen, I had a backup plan. I put nanomachines in your drink, developed by the twins, coded to Ramona's DNA.
You serious?
You'll find the AK
Wow.
fields they generate to be quite impenetrable.
Anti-kiss.
Anti-kiss fields.
Gotta be just as dumb as Scott, I guess, to figure that one out. That's not what I meant.
Winning didn't change anything. We still end up marrying Ramona, inexplicably. You and all your stupid friends must team up at some point in my new past and figure out how to dissolve the anti-kiss fields.
No.
My new memories are kind of fuzzy, but that made me realize
Oh.
all my plans were too complicated.
They merged. That's cool. Okay, so that explains their time travel.
I respect the work you've put into this villain plot, but I have my own villain plot going on. We've got no beef with you.
What if I have a beef with you?
Oh, shit. Dude, Scott's jacked. Oh. What the fuck?
Pathetic. After you left the future, and after old Wallace kicked me out, I began my training. For 10 years, I did nothing but study all of your skills, your strengths, your weaknesses.
And he became vegan?
Because there's only one way to end this. Me versus the world! I have to destroy all of you!
So you're the big bad.
Me? I'm a good guy! I've been living like a friggin' monk!
Is that what we're calling it? Or is it just that you haven't been outside in 10 years?
God! You sound just like my wife!
Well, duh! Plus 10 against elders! Yo! Dude, this is bad fucking ass. All this music, too. Yo! Get him! Any backup would be nice, gang. We're all here.
Ramona! Are you okay? Got anything besides that hammer?
Yes!
It's time to chow down!
Oh, you want to fight, old Scotty P?
Fight!
Oh, God. Yes!
You need to respect your elders.
Dude, this is so good. Oh, there's something in there for all of them. Re-veganize. Dude. I like that they still kept the Wallace tattoo when his shirt flipped up. Damn, dude. What the fuck? The squeaky noises. Yo! Well, all the X's are gone. Okay. They just got sent back when defeated. Oh, nice. Subspace it.
Scott!
Well,
Ramona,
shit.
Let's hit them together. Wait. Huh?
Now we go. Yo. Ooh. Get him, get him!
Let me live my life!
If I do, you'll end up where I ended up.
That was your choice! Let me make
Aww.
I'm you!
God damn.
Do I want to date that guy?
You think I want to become that guy? I won't.
How can you be sure?
He's just an evil ex waiting to happen. Oh, shit. Dude.
Years.
But still don't ask.
Not even a text? Then Wallace tells me you're training to go back in time and fight yourself? We hit one rough patch. And
I
you
was
go completely
right!
Insane?
He fucking
Why are you
Chandlered
in the past
this!
Fighting all of these people.
And robot.
When you could have been fighting for us.
Oh.
We were
I just needed some space, dude.
Well, what have I been doing for the past 10 years? Giving you space. Okay, wait. Back up. Are you saying
idiot.
that we weren't over? Are you saying that you still loved me?
You saying we
At the
weren't on a
time?
break?
Yes.
Does that mean that we can get back together?
Just like that? After 10 years? No, dude. So what about me? You're telling me I should just skate on? Call it another failed experiment?
But you all have this knowledge now. You can try to do better.
Run away from the thing that you love.
Oh, fuck you. But he's also not wrong.
I'm done running.
No.
You.
Oh.
I choose you.
Oh.
Super Ramona! It's just like
Sonic the Hedgehog 3!
This one's just an idiot kid. And this one is a real mess.
kick his ass, Super Ramona!
No. It's never too late to clean up a mess.
No.
But I will send him home so he can get started.
Wow.
The me who left him and the me who just met him, we're the same. I see that now. It's all the same. It's all beautiful. Beautiful.
No, she busted through it.
Because I'll have a lot of trouble saying it later, let me say it now. I love you, Scott. And I run away from the thing that I love. But what I've done in the past doesn't have to define me. Help me keep remembering that, okay?
Oh. God damn it, dude. No. Sparks.
Sparks.
And they disarmed all of Gideon's bombs.
I only wanted revenge for what you took from me.
You think I enjoy being a CEO? Is there any way you would take the Empire back?
Wow.
Just let me keep my show and the rest of it is yours.
No. No. Everything works out in the end. Oh, no. Okay. Chill, relax.
I like Matthew now.
I like Matthew now. Oh, and Knives is in the band!
Wow.
Oh. Epilogue. Oh, wow. They're producing for Envy. Ramona became a stunt person.
Vegan power!
Yeah. Goodbye, video stores. Oh! Nice.
Superstar barista Lucas Lee at your service.
Whatever.
Whatever?
Whatever.
Oh! Ooh.
Yeah, it's so annoying. But the tips are good, and I do get to look at his butt all day.
Stacy. How to redeem yourself. A guide.
Yeah, I'm spending the money I got for starring as myself in this major Canadian motion picture that never got made. Un café, s'il vous plaît. Même pour moi? Huh?
Another Canadian abroad? Our French is terrible.
Oh, finally! Fuck you, Wallace! One more hair dye before we go. Oh, yes. Oh!
Time for the real game to begin.
The goose is loose. Honk, honk, fuckers.
Ah! Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out. Oh, I just want to listen to this, but I'll do that later. Second season? Please? Oh, they just said the game had just begun. Right? I mean, I'm not like hallucinating. That is what he said, right? Time for the real game to begin. Close enough. And it's all them. It's still Ramona. It's Ramona and Scott on every screen. And Julie's right there with him. Can't let it go. Can't let it go. Gideon can't let it go, at least. Maybe he is, in fact, just evil. Damn it, dude. This was so goddamn good. I didn't know how they were going to wrap this all together in one episode like this, but honestly, that didn't feel like just 20-something minutes. I felt like we were in that for so much longer than that. And like, normally you might think that's a bad thing. Maybe I just lost all sense of time and relation. I don't know. I was engaged so much that I just was feeling like every second of this. Just the way that everything just kind of came together at this musical, and at the end of the day, Scott is his worst enemy. That has kind of been the moral of the story before, but they really accentuated this to a whole other level. But this is now a very, very different Scott. A Scott that has had time to reflect. You know, I read like a couple of interviews that didn't go into any spoilers or anything, just talking about Bryan Lee O'Malley's approach to this and his kind of headspace. He's like, hey, I'm 40 coming back to this now. When I did the movie, it was like, I was 30, I was in my 30s talking about how I was in my 20s. It's always a reflection on who you were before. So this is like another like self-reflection coming into it. Again, kind of like what I said with the things that he's now kind of learned and is passing that on. And through those changes, you know, and these life experiences that define you, he's trying to like pass that on to us, the viewer, to us, the younger Scott. The way he described the book was kind of like him talking to his 20-year-old self. The way that those lessons that were being learned, same with the movie and just every time is just him at a different point in his life, kind of echoing those sentiments forward. And for this to be coming from Scott to Scott, it's really just like, you know, owning yourself and, you know, trying to do better by yourself and accepting the darker aspects of yourself and just kind of the problems that they have. Like, you know, like we talked about as well, the moment something gets difficult, the moment something gets hard, the moment he has to put any effort into it, he just retreats. The moment something got hard or they had a fight, that was it to him. I guess it's over. It must be over. I messed up. Rather than trying to work on it, trying to put in the work to make something out of it. Yet he put all the work into this like revenge plan or this alternate plan to spare himself of this self-inflicted pain when all he needed to do was just check on Ramona and work it out. Thankfully, through this means of time travel and all of this, they can pass this on to those younger versions where rather than they might make the same mistakes, but that's their choices to make. They might not, though, with this information that they've been given and granted by this kind of hand-me-down experiences from themselves. And when Ramona merged with Ramona, finally, for the first time, I think, in her life, accepting who she is on all fronts and all facets. And I like that Scott was facing literally against himself, that he himself was the big bad. Again, he's always the one that gets in his way. His own mind, his own perception, all of that is always what holds him back. See, a lot of people do that as well, you know, something gets difficult, something gets hard. You know, I related it jokingly to the Chandler thing because, you know, once he was in his first real relationship, the moment they had their first fight, he thought that was it. He thought that fight was the indicator that they were done rather than talk. She was like, no, it was just a fight. That was just we just talk about. It's just fine. We just got to talk about it. Some people literally won't even put in the effort in, but they'll put the effort, redirect that energy elsewhere and something that wholly doesn't matter. Rather than talk to Ramona, he spent 10 years mastering the power sets of all of the evil X's, learning robotics, becoming vegan, becoming a ninja, like all of it. And like he could have just talked to her and that is fucking insane. And the series has never shied away from Scott being a little bit of a piece of shit. A bit of a piece of shit. But I like what this did too, is it kind of shared that weight a little bit. You know, by focusing on Ramona, we got to kind of see, even though we got a taste of it in, you know, in the comic and in the movie and stuff like that, of how she treated her exes and stuff like that, she's got her own baggage. She's got her own toxic personality traits that kind of really affected the people around her. And it's really about both of them trying to accept that side of themselves, realize what they do, and kind of learn about how to not do that, or at least be better. We can never be perfect at the end of the day, and I think that's one of the things I really like about this series. At the end of the day, everybody's really flawed. They're all people we can relate to, connect to in very different ways that are just trying to be better. You know, nobody's perfect, but in those imperfections, there can be beauty. And if you just learn to accept it, if you can do better the next time, if you try to improve yourself, you know, nobody's going to be perfect at the end of the day, but you got to accept that as well. You got to accept your faults if you're ever to grow or move forward. I do love that everybody came together, even though Gideon is doing whatever Gideon's doing here. Everybody else seemingly is just kind of chill. Like all things considered, it was the entire cast versus Scott. It's kind of insane. The way that they all kind of re-upped and banded together and faced off against him, it was just so well done. It was a perfect culmination of everything that this season has been building up towards, the attention that has been given to everybody else, you know, that we've been spending all this time with, kind of giving them their time of day and giving them their voice and giving them their growth, their chance to shine, and their chance to also find some kind of semblance of growth and healing in this world as well. And I love the way this epilogue kind of carried on that as well. The only one still kind of stuck in that is Gideon, and I think that's most of it because he enjoys the power of it all, and Julie admittedly loves the power. So she's just along for that ride now. So I don't know what that's going to entail if they do continue this, if we do get a season 2. I don't know necessarily what that would look like. I don't know how you go beyond what they did here with Scott. This even older Scott. He literally came in there Ryu style, like Ryu from like the recent Street Fighters, who's just living out in the woods, jacked as fuck, and he's just like tearing people apart. Oh, I loved that. And then I don't know if this was like what they were going for, but it definitely made me think of the Dark Hado that, you know, like Akuma uses and stuff like that. It's just kind of, it's fun, man. Just the way that everybody came together, even like in support, even all the evil exes who are just mostly just exes now, are even supporting Scott and Ramona's relationship. The twins, Lucas, Roxy, even Todd, who kind of has his eyes on Wallace still now. They've all moved on. You know, Matthew Patel just wants to do the show. He just wants to pursue his dream, but he did partake in that little evil cackle with Gideon and Julie. So I don't know if that is any indication that if things do move in another direction for some continued story, if he'll be under Gideon's blanket. Again, with the way things are right now, I'm not sure how you move forward, though I would like to see what they would do. I don't know, man. It was so good. The animation in this was insane. The action, the just all of the, you know, the themes that this show was tackling was just so beautiful. With Scott wanting to rather repress and avoid and prevent the pain from ever existing, you know, despite that, despite what happens, Ramona is willing to accept that that's part of her life, and that even the good moments are worth preserving in light of the bad. And that's just indicative of life. Everything's not going to be great 100% of the time. You can't let the bad outshine all those beautiful moments, like with Scott. You know, even in that thing where he encapsulated their entire life in that little PowerPoint presentation on the Virtual Boy, he cut out all the good because all he could remember was the divorce. And again, he was exaggerating that because, as he admits, well, technically we're just separated. They hadn't actually gone through a divorce yet. He's already planning for failure. You know, those bright spots are what makes life kind of worth living. And sometimes you have to take a couple of blows along the way to have those good moments. Or sometimes the trade-off's the other way around, you know? It's just like, I don't know. What's the point anyway? If you're just going to forget it all and rewrite anytime you hit a little bumpy road. You can't just reset. You can't just restart. You get, in our world, one life. So you gotta find the way to just kind of live with it. And that's what they were kind of struggling with. It was kind of the duality of that, with Scott literally facing off with his inability to do that, and Ramona kind of going the other way. At least that's kind of how there's a lot to process right now. I don't know if I'm making sense at the moment, but I hope you guys understand at least what I'm trying to say. But I thought this was a beautiful story. And I know that I've seen that there's backlash surrounding this, and I think that's kind of to be expected with the way it was kind of, or at least our expectations, I think, going into this, you know, expecting a one-to-one or an adaptation of the story that was known. And then, you know, obviously people who wanted more Scott in this, and I obviously want someone who would have loved way more Scott in this. You know, he was only in 3 full episodes, I think, if I remember right. So, like, I get that. I do. I truly do. And even part of me, even though I love what they did here, creating this sequel that is both an adaptation, continuation, and itself a reinvention. It's like all of these things all at once. Again, even more so now, it makes me think of Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is kind of what's happening. The influence, the meta influence that is seeping into this as Scott Pilgrim itself has kind of entered the world of Scott Pilgrim. It's got so many of these baked in layers, and I understand the frustration that would come with that, because honestly, like, I still would have loved to have seen the story that was in the book done with this animation style and just really have dove into that entire story, because I think it's beautiful, and I think doing it would also open it up to so many other people that probably, even despite this, might never even read the book still. And I do highly recommend it. You know, the movie gets you the spark notes of it all. The movie's great. I love the movie. I've seen it an infinite number of times, but there's still so much information within the book, so many things that are different that it's very much its own beast. That's why I kind of wish we were going to get that. But I'm also not mad that we got what we got, because what we got, honestly, I think was beautiful. It's just we weren't prepared for it. And I think that's part of the reason maybe people might be upset. Kicking Scott off, even though the title kind of alludes to that itself, that's not what we understood it to be. You know, I didn't know what the fuck the title actually meant. Takes off, like he just pops off, or he takes off. It turns out that's what it actually meant. And I get that, people being frustrated about it. I was very much puzzled by it initially, because honestly, I didn't know what the title was alluding to. I get it. I get the most of the frustrations. Like, I've seen some that are rooted in some other things, but I've seen some pretty reasonable reasons that some people have been upset about the show, or at least what they thought the show was going to be. And I get it. I get it. But I love what we got, and I love what they did with it, because they were able to do something new with something very familiar and take us on a whole other journey that also had what we knew as kind of a through line. Like, the whole story was built off of what we knew, while all new things are happening. You know, from the way that the original story seeped in through the storyline of that movie that was trying to get made to the musical, to the way that they were trying to recreate it in this way, in this kind of like detective-esque kind of investigation through all the X's. You know, it still followed a lot of the same structuring in some ways, but it was all kind of different. But then that all worked in the end, because once we learned that it was Scott, the Scott who experienced all of that, who was the one pulling all the strings and rewriting the show, yeah, I think it all started to come together for me. It's a hard sell sometimes, especially when you're coming in and then you subverted expectation like that to come back around on it. Some people might not, but I loved what they did. Again, I would like an adaptation of the book. I keep pointing back like this, even though like I've got the other volumes back there. I do have volume 1 right here behind, literally directly behind me on a stack of other books. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. I literally just bought the soundtrack because it's available now, just before I started recording this. Hey man, Saru did a phenomenal job bringing Bryan Lee O'Malley's art to life. It was a perfect marriage. Again, I said this, of studio and style, of, you know, just also just how much of his voice you can feel in the project, and the voice work, bringing back the entire cast from the film, and just really breathing some more life into these characters that I've grown to love. And I hope more people were kind of pulled into this as well with this kind of exposure. I don't know, man. I do hope we get another season, man. Again, like I said, that might be a big ask. That might be unreasonable. It might be greedy, but I want it. I still feel like there's a lot I need to process in this, and I probably haven't even touched on a lot of things that maybe haven't even hit me yet. It's like almost 3 a.m. right now, and that was a lot. And I loved it, man. I didn't want it to come to an end already. It went by so fast. But guys, I'm going to pass it off to you. What did you guys think of the season? What did you think about how this all came to a close? How do you feel about the resolutions and the themes and the way everything was handled? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Share, Ryan Kieran, York Coruscant, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, Casey Wood, and Scythe. Thank you guys so much for continued support. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.